Sup traders, let's have a look at what we have in store for today. Today is trades here. Today's NFP. So obviously any trades that I do take is going to be before 8 o'clock in the UK. Ideally I probably don't want to take any trade until it's 1:30 and price has shown me some kind of a direction. Going into the week, we were in a bullish order flow. However, we took out this high last month, held that high, or took liquidity off that high, and last week put in this bearish inside bar candle. This week I was expecting price to come down and take out this, clear out this internal range liquidity, this fair value gap, and so far all we've done is take out previous week's low and start to find some bullish order flow. We left a bullish fair value gap there. We closed above the most recent fair value gap. We are at this breaker block right now, and also this bearish fair value gap. However, given the order flow and the fact that we came in and held the low of this bullish fair value gap and found support and start to displace, it's clearer the displacement on the 240 and even on the daily time frame, because we have got a fair value gap. It might be that price is going to come back up to this high, but that might be NFP pushing the price higher up, or maybe we found resistance at that monthly level and then we'll just push back down and find some kind of support around these levels. I'm honestly not sure. I'll just have to wait until NFP comes out and see where the market is. For our time frame, we found support at that low, displaced with this bullish fair value gap, another fair value gap, another fair value gap, and we are currently just trading inside this pin bar at this bearish fair value gap, which is quite a big fair value gap. We've been holding the 50% of that level so far, so I'll see how price plays out around that level. Ideally, if I was to take a trade, it would be nice to take a trade at these highs. We have equal highs right there on the 60-minute, with obviously fair value gap above it as well on the 240 and on the 60-minute. So yeah, inside this fair value gap, we also have previous day high that price can come into and find some kind of a resistance on the lower time frame during the London session. We've already got the accumulation in the Asian session. Maybe we will see some kind of a manipulation and some kind of an entry, a short-term entry. And that's that for euro dollar today. Same with pound dollar. Order flow has been bullish right for a while. However, we came into a monthly time frame fair value gaps, consequent encroachment, so 50% of that level, and found some resistance last week, especially after taking out this high. And I've been saying all week, this price pattern, right, this kind of looks similar to this, especially with this candle printed inside, opening inside this candle, this bullish candle, and rejecting, which is kind of similar to this candle, which closed above this high, strong bullish momentum, and then put in a pin bar. So let's just see what happens. Also, I was expecting, my prediction was that price might come to the 50% off this bullish fair value gap, at least the 50%, and find some kind of support. But it looks like at the moment, maybe we'll find that support later on NFP. Right now, yeah, we closed below this bullish fair value gap. We held that 50% at first, failed to displace lower, and we've closed above it, and then we've come into this breaker block at the moment. So right now I'm not really confident with my direction on the trade or on pound dollar. It could be that we'll find resistance back at this 50% level and then drop down, or maybe NFP is just going to push the price higher up. And where can I see price going up to if it's going to go higher up? Clear out this fair value gap, this swing high, which is below this gap, and on the daily time frame that is also below this fair value gap. So that's the next location potentially that price can go to. So even for short term, I don't really have a prediction on pound dollar. There's not really any locations that I would like price to come to. Maybe this high, take out liquidity, tap into that 50%, find resistance, or way before NFP, because I don't want to trade few hours before NFP, especially if there isn't a lot of movement going on in the market. I don't want to be sat on the edge waiting for NFP to either take me out or hit my targets, because that is not something I want to do. I would much rather wait for NFP to come out. Maybe price would push in one direction. If it pushes up to these highs, I'll look for shorts. Pushes down to these lows, maybe I'll look for longs. So yeah, that's that for pound dollar, and that's me for the day.